Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Friday, April 19th, 2013. This is Texan TV news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Samantha Townsend. In today's headlines, Tarleton hosts Holly Festival, Environmental Society visits Bosque River, Erath and Hood counties help out fellow Texans, Cleveland Browns owner in deep water, wedding on a river raft hits a snag, Baltimore vs. Tampa scores as well as this weekend's weather. In campus news, on Thursday, Tarleton came together to celebrate the coming of spring and the end of winter. The Holly Festival of Color, an Indian tradition, was hosted on the intramural fields at 5 p.m. Many students gathered to throw dry colored powder that was symbolic of springtime on each other and smear it on strangers' faces in a show of brotherly love. The band Zero performed live during the festivities, which lasted until approximately 6:30 p.m. At 6:15, everyone counted down and released a cloud of purple color at once for Tarleton. The wind was a slight inconvenience to the ceremony, but none of the students seemed to mind as they painted their friends in green, yellow, and blue. Also in campus news, the Vice President of the Environmental Society, Caitlin Pyle, went to Bosque River at the park to illustrate the damage caused by trash there. She and the rest of the club members plan to stage a huge Bosque River Earth Day cleanup tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Hello there. My name is Caitlin Pyle, and I'm the Vice President of the TSU Environmental Society here on campus. The TSU Environmental Society was founded in 2012 by Kimberly Hogan, the president, and by myself, Caitlin Pyle. We've got some pretty big plans for the TSU Environmental Society this year. We were trying to think of how best we could really serve our community and serve our college, and we decided the best way would be to give back, and what better to do to give back than to celebrate Earth Day the right way by helping the Earth be a better place. So, with the help of our two advisors, Dr. Thompson and Dr. Higgins, and our 15 active members, we decided the best thing to do would possibly to clean up our Bosque River. And what time better to do that than this Saturday, right? Sounds wonderful. So this Saturday at 10 o'clock a.m. we're going to get together, and as a community we're going to clean our river and pick up this trash. We're going to, not only are we going to be picking up trash, we're also going to be doing a biological survey to see what really is in this river and how we can make it better. So, if you would like to come and join us, along with several other Tarleton clubs, including the Tri Beta, the Chemical Society, the Student Wildlife Society, AED, and a bunch of other groups. If you want to join them, come 10 a.m. and meet us by the gazebo right over there. And we will have a great time together. So, 10 a.m. on Saturday, April 20th.
In state and local news, just hours after a massive explosion leveled parts of the town of West Texas, Erath County turned their attention to those affected by the tragedy. As emergency personnel worked to recover the lost and sift through the rubble in search of survivors Thursday, local groups and organizations began making plans to help. Tarleton students have been sending water, blankets, and other items to the student center. The amount of donations has been so overwhelming, the student center is now only accepting monetary donations, where we will send them to Point West Bank and Trust, or State National Bank, via Hill County Emergency Management. Hood County VFW Post 7835 is accepting daily donations between noon and 10 p.m. The VFW will send trailers as they become full. The post will also be hosting Carter Blood Care for those who would like to give blood, or items at Post 3670 West Highway 377 location toward Toller. You can contribute to the Cross Timbers Animal Guardian Society by donating animal crates, water, food, and bowls, or blankets, pillows, clothes, and monetary donations at Castle's Furnishing and Greens Creek Veterinary Hospital through Monday, April 22nd. On Tuesday, April 23rd, volunteers will transport the items to West. You can also help by going to www.redcross.org. And now today's national and international news from the Associated Press. In national news, a pilot flying J employee told investigators that CEO Jimmy Haslam, who is also the owner of the Cleveland Browns, knew about rebate fraud at the truck stop chain his family owns. According to an FBI unsealed Thursday, the 120-page document filed in federal court in Knoxville, where Pilot is based, alleges that members of the company's sales force preyed on smaller trucking companies by reducing the amount of rebates they were owed for buying certain amounts of fuel. Special Agent Robert H. Root alleged a conspiracy and scheme to defraud executed by various Pilot employees to deceptively withhold diesel fuel price rebates and discounts from Pilot customers for the dual purposes of increasing the profitability of Pilot and increasing the diesel sales commissions. The Pilot employees participating in the fraud. The affidavit was filed to secure the search warrants used in Monday's raid on the Pilot Flying J headquarters. One employee, identified only as a confidential source, told investigators that the rebate scheme was discussed during a sales meeting attended by Haslam and Pilot President Mark Hazelwood. The informant said the practice was known by a variety of euphemisms ranging from manual rebates to skewing. Also, the uncle of the Boston Massacre bombing suspects urged one of his nephews to turn himself in Friday, saying he brought shame to the family and the entire Chechen ethnicity.
First, the only purpose here is just to deliver our condolences and to share grief with the real victims here. Those who've been murdered, those who've been injured. This boy, this Chinese girl, this young 29 years old girl, I will remember Casey. I just been following this. I've been following it from day one, but never ever would imagine that somehow the children of my brother would be associated with them. So it is atrocity. We're devastated. We're shocked. But again, I don't know, this family does not know how to share that grief with the real victims. I've seen them as a kid, and if I even slightly be aware that they were involved, I'll be the first one to bring them into responsibility.
Were they ever caught up in the fighting in Chechnya? Were they ever caught up in the fighting in Chechnya?
No, they've never been in Chechnya. It has nothing to do with Chechnya. I say, Jihad, if you're alive, turn yourself in and ask for forgiveness from the victims, from the injured, and from those who left. Ask forgiveness from these people. We're not requiring forgiveness in this family. He put a shame He put a shame on the our family, Tsarnaev's family. He put a shame on the entire Chechen ethnicity. Because everyone now names, they play with word Chechen. So they put that shame on the entire ethnicity. So that's what I would say. Turn yourself in, and whatever one, put yourself at the discretion of those who hear.
In international news, according to the Associated Press, when Stephanie Guerra, a U.S. citizen, and Ruben Alfonso, a Mexican citizen, married aboard a raft on the Rio Grande last week, the couple was determined not to let strict immigration laws or the heavily guarded border keep them apart. Since then, Mexican media have reported that despite tying the knot with Guerra, 26, in front of family and journalists, Fierro, 27, was still married to Elizabeth Annabelli of Monterrey, Mexico. Annabelli, 23, told Mexican television that although she has not heard from Fierro in years and has no desire to reunite with him, it came as a shock to watch her husband marry another woman on the news. Annabelli and Fierro were together for a short time and have a child, but have led separate lives since they immigrated illegally to the United States. She told reporters she has made attempts to divorce her husband, but without a clue to his whereabouts, her efforts have been futile. Fierro was barred from re-entering the U.S. after having left for a time, but he told reporters that he hoped his nuptials with Guerrero, with whom he has 4 children, all U.S. citizens, would speed up the immigration process and bring their family back together. Now, it appears the marriage has been annulled. Big River Foundation, an environmental group in Laredo, sponsored the event, and amid cheering crowds on the banks of the Rio Grande between Laredo and Mexico, the group said the idea behind the event was to draw attention to the river, an underutilized resource. Eric Ellman, executive director of Big River Foundation, said the International Bridge frequently is host to wedding ceremonies in the midst of car horns and ogling passerby. By taking advantage of a largely overlooked 1848 treaty that allows for free movement on both sides of the river, Ellman hit upon a unique business idea. Let's bring a wedding down to the river in a tranquil setting, Ellman said. Despite the setback on its first go-around, the organization is planning for future ceremonies. Now for sports. According to the Associated Press, the Baltimore Orioles had a 10-6 victory Thursday night against the Tampa Bay Rays. It was Baltimore's 17th straight extra inning victory, including 16 from last season. In the 10th inning, Matt Whiters hit Johnny Gomez's pitch over the right field wall, making it Baltimore's first game-ending grand slam since Harold Baines on May 4, 1999, against Chicago. The Rays were ahead 5-4 in the 7th inning until Jake McGee had his first hit in 26 at-bats this season. And now for the weather. For this weekend, according to the Weather Channel, today's forecast calls for a high of 65 degrees and a low of 38 degrees with a 0% chance of precipitation. Saturday will see a high of 71 degrees and a low of 46 degrees with 0% chance of precipitation. And Sunday will be a high of 75 degrees and a low of 56 degrees with a 10% chance of precipitation. Today's broadcast was produced by Monet Gerald, Ann Traub, Ashley Eller, Kendra Gear, and Tatiana Clemens. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and check us out on our website at www.texannews.net. I am Samantha Townsend. Tune in Monday for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.